So talk to us a little bit about the three different main skin types and the caring and cleansing system for any woman who is above the age of 30.
Usually I won't put it in three types. I put it like two types, dry and oily.
Okay.
And that's related to the amount of sebaceous glands or fat glands in the skin. And six types in terms of the color and the number of melanocytes or the color cells in the dermis. So if the lady has an oily skin, she should use moisturizers. If she has a dry skin, she use moisturizers. If she has oily skin, she should use some product that suit her.
Oil-free moisturizer.
Yeah, oil-free moisturizer. And also if she put makeup, she should pay attention to the ingredients of the makeup. It should contain non-animal based contents. She pay attention also to her food, like if she would have oily skin, not to take a lot of caffeine, a lot of chocolate, a lot of salty food.
Right. Now, with this, Dr. Mohammed, as we're talking about taking care of the skin after the age of 35 mainly, and to look younger and to defy their years, do you think it is naturally possible? I mean, could somebody achieve this, acquire this naturally by, as they say, that the happy hormones are really important for you, and also the youth hormones that you could very much keep alive by perhaps just living a carefree lifestyle where you do not really go on getting yourself worried over small things, where you don't end up getting tensed on small things, where you would actually learn how to live happy and perhaps take care to a certain degree about yourself. I mean, that means that of course you're not going to become somebody who is just psychotic and visiting the beauty clinics or the beauty saloons even every now and then, getting facials and things done to your face so that you may look younger or that you would be able to retain your skin elasticity. But by just maintaining a proper kind of a diet, a proper exercise routine, do you think it is achievable for females to look younger without any artificial intervention?
Yes.
Yes.
I would say probably I can start answering this question with saying, with the French say, it's called être belle et savoir comment. Être belle, like being belle or beautiful, is to know how. Like all women are pretty, but if you go to a plastic surgeon, he would just explore the areas of beauty that the woman has, and he would just make it more prominent.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to healthy food and exercise, so it will add up. You mentioned this point about consultation, beauty salons and cosmetic clinic or plastic surgeon. It's different. Beauty salons is different, and going to a plastic surgeon is different. Plastic surgeon is a doctor, and he's a surgeon. So he would give you the best advice that suits you. Like if you are at 20 or at 30, he would tell you that you have to do Botox, you have to do fillers, you need some skin rejuvenation in terms of plasma, okay? If you have sagging breast, he will tell you that you need some kind of breast lift, or you need tummy tuck or mini tummy tuck. That would boost your self-esteem and you will feel happier. So it's not like I don't have to go to a plastic surgeon. I believe like you should go to plastic surgeon not on a monthly basis, but at least twice or 3 times a year, in terms of doing like fillers or Botox, because there are studies. I'm not saying it just like this. My say is being proved by studies. Like if you use or got Botox and fillers, you will just prevent and decrease the amount of wrinkles at the age of 40 and the age of 50. So it's very important, like going to a plastic surgeon on like 2 or 3 times a year. So.
No, for me, as scared as I am of plastic surgeons and beauticians, I can only have them every month in our sets. That's just about it.
But Dr. Mohammed, I mean, tell me one thing. Let's say if a female comes to you, right? Like, let's say you're sitting in your clinic right now and I come to you for a consultation and you ask me what is it that I want, and I would tell you, well, there's nothing precisely that I want, but tell me what it is that you could possibly do for me to make me look a little bit better, right? If I ask you this question, I mean, what is it that you would do for me? So, I mean, and if you ask me if I have self-esteem problems or if I have, you know, some kind of, you know, personal complications by which I feel that I don't look as pretty or so. And I tell you, I feel perfect by all possible means, but I just want to see what it is that you could do for me to make me look prettier or something. So would you tell me that, okay, you have perfect eyes or you have very pretty eyes, but I'm going to highlight them more, so I'll shut your eyebrows up or something? I mean, what is it that you would say, being a plastic surgeon and especially living in 2011?
Thank you for the question. First, living in 2011 in Saudi Arabia is different than living 2011 in Western Europe, North America, or in Latin world, in Brazil, for example. Each society has its rituals, has its culture, and it has its background and its history. So what suits you in 2011 in Saudi Arabia is different than what suits you in 2011 in New York, for example. Me personally, if you would say that you are happy with your complexion, with the way you are, so I won't really impose on doing things to you, okay, frankly speaking. But it's my obligation as a physician and a surgeon to tell you the latest or state-of-the-art plastic surgery techniques that you may benefit for, because you came for a consultation. So first you have invested time, effort, and money, okay? So I have to give it back to you. So probably, I'm not sure, do you know about like skin rejuvenation with plasma-rich platelet? Do you know it?
No.
See? So it's a new technique that I've started 2 years ago in Saudi Arabia. Sometimes I mix it with fat that lead to the fat will have a better survivability in the skin. You know about fat grafting, right?
Yeah.
But you don't know about fat grafting with PRP or plasma-rich platelets. No. So it's a new technique.
I know plasma whitening. I do it on my teeth.
Yeah, that's plasma. I agree with it. Or plasma. It's different. So would you mix it with fat? The fat would live longer. You know that, like probably if we inject, there are studies like if you inject fat, in the first 6 months you have 50% resorption. So, but if you inject it with PRP or plasma-rich platelet, we have only 10% being resorbed. So probably you don't know this, but I have to teach you. It's not only about the consultation. I have to tell you, I have to do this for you or do that for you. But I have to guide you. Probably you don't know the thing about what the best way to go, and I will lead you. Your colleague mentioned that, oh, I'm afraid of plastic surgeon. I respect her say, but I have to say that her belief is based on media. Yeah. To prank, you guys are media people, But see, all the series about plastic surgery that comes from the Western society. Probably we are in the Kingdom and the Gulf region. We are more under the influence of the Anglo-Saxon kind of thinking, like English people, American. We are not quite open to other cultures like French, Spanish, Latin American, where they have different concepts about beauty. That's different about the concepts of beauty in North America. North America, they have good concepts, but there are this concept about, for example, bigger is better and stuff like that, and we have to have your nose job and this kind of thing. So first of all, you don't have to be afraid of plastic surgery. Surgery is not always the case in your consultation with a plastic surgeon. As I mentioned to Simon, it's we can do non-invasive procedure. It's not only surgery. We can do like an office procedure, like filler. We can do like your skin rejuvenation with laser. Probably you have some dyspigmentation on your skin and you need some laser for it. Probably you have some small collection of fat somewhere in your body and you need some kind of lipoaspiration or liposuction. We can do it in the clinic. We don't have to take you to the OR under general anesthesia. So.
Oh, the smart lipo. Does
smart
it work?
or cool, it works. Yeah, it works very well. So I'm not saying that you have to be afraid like, oh, this is a surgeon and he has a knife. And it's not about this. I have to tell you about the trends of plastic surgery nowadays. The trends of plastic surgery specific, not the surgery in general, it's towards more fillers, more or less invasive procedures and less surgery.
And as well as, Nihad, I mean, I would really disagree with you being scared of plastic surgeons, because I would say nowadays nobody needs to be scared of plastic surgeons, because gone are the days when plastic surgeons would be sitting in an empty office waiting for an accident victim to come with a broken nose so that they could make their noses and make some money. Because nowadays plastic surgeons are so busy, I think more than ever before, in all different parts of the world. So the plastic surgeon really has no time to run after you with a knife to do something or to make some money, because nowadays you get to see that, especially for good plastic surgeons, sometimes you need to wait for even over a month to have a proper appointment. No matter how much money it is that you're willing to inject into the procedure, still you have to wait. You have to go through a long waiting list, especially if it comes to a nose job or those kind of fixes which need the surgical intervention. I mean, of course, the non-invasive procedures could be done within one clinic session, such as a smart lipo and many of the other things out there. But for a proper surgery, you really need to be queuing up in a long queue with that big, heavy briefcase of yours filled with money, perhaps with your husband's hard-earned income.
Now, most of the time, I believe now we are going a little more mobile. Now we have the checks. We would write a check and give it to our doctor. Go ahead. This is your revenue. This is my Eid gift. So please make it as beautiful as possible. Now, particularly me mentioning that I'm scared of plastic surgeons as well, it comes from my childhood. I'm not scared of only plastic surgeons. I'm scared of doctors in itself. However, we understand that in the society and in the time that we are living in, it's not only important to have people as Dr. Mohammed, but it is essential to have people as Dr. Mohammed who will be able to actually guide you through the mishaps of beauty that we see all around us, as well as to the right guidelines as to whatever it is that could be done to make you prettier. Well, for me, I would say very recently I had an intervention with another dermatologist, and she particularly mentioned that my expression between my eyebrows, the number 11 which comes up, and this is like an expression that I have done ever since I was a child. I do it, my father does it, my mother does it, and we are all very used to it. It is as prone to me as breathing. When I get some light in my face, I would do it. I cannot help it. And having Botox every 6 months, let's say if I am a person who's very beauty conscious, which I'm not, but let's say if I am, I'm 19. How often would you say I would need to go ahead, come to you for perhaps a filler or some collagen or something like that?
Probably the physician you saw is a bit easy and generous on you. I would say every 4 months.
Every 4 months?
Yeah, it's like scientifically you have to do Botox every 4 months in order to keep the wrinkles away. But like fillers, there are different kind of fillers. You can have a filler that would last up to 6 months, and you would have a filler that would last up to a year, or maximum a year and a half. We don't use anymore the long-lasting fillers or permanent fillers because the body doesn't accept it. So it's not biocompatible. So we use something that the body can really use it and get the benefit of it, and then it can excrete it.
All right. Thank God, Dr. Mohammed, you said 4 months, so at least the women would have enough time to work up their money and to work hard in order to get that much money aside so that they could come to the clinic and do
Let's be frank, it's not about the money. If you invest in yourself.
Why do you do charity service?
I do sometimes, but it's not I do. It's not an aesthetic and cosmetic surgery. You know that, as you mentioned, like plastic surgery is a big field, so there is a reconstructive surgery. You can do something for accident and burns. It's different.
Right.
But for aesthetic, I mean, if you invest in your beauty, that's different. I mean, you have to invest in your beauty. You cannot. It's better than investing in other things. Yeah, I mean, like a woman is different than a man. A man probably would have other things to care for. You know, probably the field of aesthetic surgery is also like we've been. A lot of men now is really seeking this kind of special, but not as women. You know, women probably for her like being pretty is one of the most important things in the world.
Indeed.
And that's being reflected on her like of confidence, good, better self-esteem, and better role in the society.
Indeed. And with this, Dr. Mohammed, it's such a pleasure to have you always in our studio, and we hope that we would be able to keep this bond of friendship between Good Morning KSA and yourself as well, because you do add so much to the program. And inshallah, probably in the coming season of the program, hopefully we can show some of the different kind of life-changing drastic procedures with you as well.
Dr. Mohammed Al-Nasir, thank you very much for joining us. Very soon we are going to be having Dr. Mohammed Al-Nasir back